Hey there guys, Frankomatic here, with a video that is a little more sloppily made than usual as I am commenting in post, because it recorded much quicker than the audio recorded in terms of the video speed. I have no idea why it recorded so fast. I mean, look at how crazy that is going. Anyways, this is Spelunky, a game I've been playing on and off for months. And this is actually the first time I tried recording it. I probably should have done that first, but due to things that ended up happening in this video, I have to keep it as a record of, well, you guys will see. Anyways, much like NetHack and other roguelikes, this game pretty much randomly, generates everything. It's full of horrible, deadly things like spikes and cavemen and that arrow there. Arrow trap there on the left. There was one up above that just shot a bat. And here I'm using my favorite method of dealing with arrow traps. Throwing women at them. Because, they can take the hit better than you can, for some reason. Anyways, I am not so great at this game. Which is why I delayed doing a recording of it for as long as I did. Because I do things like get shot in the face by arrow traps, like I just happened there. I don't know why that happened. Usually when that goes on, it hits the girl you're carrying as opposed to you if you're carrying one, but whatever. Oh yes, girls also make very good impromptu weapons. I gotta say, ever since I got the new version, I have not lucked out and found anything like a shotgun in a box. I used to find those fairly often. And hey, bomb boxes and machetes and bows, all things that are fairly useless aside from the bombs, but I'm not going to waste money on bombs. That turns out to be a good thing, for this run at least. Here I was wondering, holy shit, what's with all the spikes? I've never seen that many placed in that sort of orientation outside of the jungle areas. I really wish I knew why this recorded so fast. It's kind of amusing that it did. It's like watching me play in fast forward. But it's still kind of weird. So anyways, we have our idols. And I was thinking about picking this one up, because they're worth a lot of money. But on the first set of levels, it spits out a giant boulder that is instant death if it hits you while it's rolling. And as I was exploring here, I'd have to go pretty far to get away from it. So I didn't bother. The key is for that locked chest up there, which gets you the eye of something. The OGT eye. That lets you see things hidden in the walls, as you can see there. But its main purpose is to help you find the black market in, I think, the jungle set of levels. So you can go on to get to the hidden city of gold if you care to do so. And here I go to use my dart trick, and whoops, look at that. Whoops, look at that too. I decided to commit suicide after murdering that woman. Figuring I could probably get another death out of here. Let's go again, I thought, but maybe things will be different. Oh, since I didn't mention it the first time around, this first level here does not have a time limit for how long you can explore, but every other level, I hate spiders, every other level, after a couple of minutes, a ghost appears that will follow you around the level and try to kill you, and will not go away until it successfully kills you. So generally you don't want to waste a whole lot of time. These are dark levels. Before you used to have a stock of flares, before the newest version. But now you don't carry them around with you, and a box of 3 spawns. The box itself gives off light that you can carry around if you want, but I find it easier just to break open the box and take the flares with me. The flares go farther when you throw them around, which is great for doing things like getting rid of those arrow traps. I also like to carry rocks around, basically for that same reason. The compass, I personally think, is one of the best items in the game. It points you towards the exit of the level, which is really handy for the horrible, horrible ice caves, where the floor is bottomless, and if you don't make it the right way and don't happen to have a jetpack or climbing gloves or a bunch of rope, if you go the wrong way, you're pretty much screwed. That thing over there that I stopped to look at when I first recorded, I was mentioning that that gold bug I thought was an enemy at first, and you can kill them, but if you grab them, they're worth, I think, 4,000 at this point in the game. I assume they get more pricey as you go through, like everything else. That was a lucky dodge. If you're far enough away from those arrow traps, they don't kill you. That blood-stained altar there is an altar to Kaylee. You can sacrifice live or dead creatures that leave corpses, at least, to it to get items occasionally. I almost never find anything to sacrifice along with an altar, so they're not all that great, in my opinion. But I have heard that you can get an item that lets you catch the blood drops from things you kill, which will translate to health every time you fill it up. I've never actually seen that in action, so I don't know how good it is. Man, I still can't get over how this looks with Spelunky Man on speed. And hey, look at that, climbing gloves. Those are actually my personal favorite item outside of the weapons, since they let you climb up walls, and are very useful for the ice levels, as I mentioned before. And for just getting down safely from areas, or getting out of pits you might fall into if you don't happen to have a pickaxe or bombs handy. Or don't want to waste your bombs, because really, you don't. I never saw the point in these kissing booths. They're hideously overpriced for 1 hit point. You can't, however, get the shopkeeper to kill you if you walk in there and whip the woman, which can be fun if you want to do that. No eye this time. But hey, look at that. We got the jungle areas now. The jungle areas are usually, if I don't make it to the ice area, they're generally, I die 90% of my time here. Mainly because of those fucking frogs. And even more so from those plants, because I'll miss time I jump and land on one of those plants without spike shoes, and it will kill me instantly. Because that's what they do. They kill you no matter how much health you have, unless you have spike shoes. You can, however, distract them by throwing either one of the women or a caveman at them. And also in this level we have water and fish. When you fall in the water, the fish slowly home in on you, but they're not too difficult. My original plan there was to hit that fish with a rock, but Mr. Spelunky Man's arm is too good for that kind of thing. For those of you who haven't played, if you notice me seeming like I'm being very careful about jumping down, you do take damage if you fall too far. And you also get stunned from it, which tends to lead to more things hitting you in the face in the process. I really wanted that jetpack, but they are so expensive. Maybe next time. How did that plant get in there? How does it live? Oh well, it doesn't matter. Plants do not stay stunned very long when you whip them. Or hit them with rocks, apparently, since that other one's already up. If you feed them, they stay down for a pretty good amount of time. And here I totally screwed that up, and now these fish are next to impossible to not get hit by. As you can see, because I got hit. If I wouldn't have... I was trying to fall into that little nook there, as opposed to grabbing onto it. Here I was seriously thinking about trying to get those cavemen up onto that altar, but the monkeys and the flower drew me off. Monkeys hop on your back and throw you around, which is not helpful. Also, the trap for level 2's version of the idol stuff is not nearly as dangerous as level 1, or any of the other levels for that matter. So I figured I'd go for it and get some extra cash. Level 1 is the boulder. Level 3 drops you onto spikes, which can be pretty tough to avoid if you don't look out with placement. And level 4 locks you in and I think slowly lowers the ceiling on you, unless you can bomb your way out. It's been a while since I grabbed one in the 4th set of levels, but by that point money usually isn't an issue, so... And there is my favorite enemy in the game, the fucking bomb frog. Called so because they explode like a bomb when they're hit. And bomb explosions do enough damage to kill you instantly, I think no matter what your health is. And here is another main feature. Jumping over lots of spikes on vines, which is cause for huge amounts of death. So instead I use a bomb to just drop down to the exit immediately. Because seriously, screw that noise. Anyways, we are pretty close to the end of this first video clip, so I am going to stop my narration here, and I'll see you guys in part 2. Later.